For coming. It's so nice to see you all here, and some familiar faces and not familiar. I hope to meet some of you. And in this wonderful bookstore, which is just 2 doors down from the alliteration station. Did I get that right?
It's alteration.
Oh, it's the alteration.
You did that.
Their mistake.
Yeah.
And I just loved Bill. He taught me an awful lot. He was a friend as well as a marvelous poet, and he gave me advice. He said to me, I always say, whatever lies ahead of you, do it now and do it all. In other words, don't put things off, and that's served me well a lot of times.
It came to me as I was breathing, one in a crowd of people waiting inside a convention, listening to speeches that whispered for something hidden in language to save us. I felt that Amazon tug for a minute before the salt came back.
And what William Stafford got all worked up about in our reading, the reading he gave to us, was he'd just gotten out of a conference where he'd gotten into let's say sort of a scuffle with some other poets who were saying, you know, you can only write poetry if you're mad, if you've had a bad time, if you're working through some pain. And he was like, that it does not have to be that way. He was in the minority. He did not give up. And this is the poem he read to us.
I'm a young poet, and so I take a lot of strength from Stafford's claim that you do not have to be mad, because I don't think I am. I think sometimes I'm troubled or perturbed or frustrated, but I'd like to think that I'm not insane. And he offers a great model of how to write richly and beautifully without having to live in absolute darkness. So I really value that.
At a public high school. Bill had just given a reading in one of the auditoriums at OIT, a packed auditorium, and it was question and answer time. A woman, well known in Klamath Falls for her participation in a local fundamentalist Christian church, asked Bill this question: are you religious? And in her voice, I could hear, I'm sure everyone else could hear, an insistence, a fervor and triumph, as if her question could somehow claim Bill, secure his commitment to that tribe where she was sure he belonged. Are you religious? Bill answered, not in the way you expect. And that way in which he answered her was so unexpected, so honest and yet respectful, that the question stayed answered, and the evening moved on to its other waiting questions. Few truth-tellers have ever had such a soft, deft touch. Few have ever told the truth as clearly as Bill, with such reverence for what we might not expect. And I find myself thinking that such reverence, such compassion and spirituality must evolve from integrity, wholeness, or maybe it's the reverse, integrity from reverence, or maybe cause and effect is a moot question here. Maybe we're back to that fact that so exemplifies Bill, that fact of seamlessness.
You're saying, made it again. I say that every birthday. Well, Bill, as you all know, got up very early in the morning and wrote from the couch.
and it looked so uncomfortable. He'd have his head kind of propped on the arm of it, and then he'd write with a fountain pen, holding the paper up here and right up in the air. Very interesting. And that couch, I sold it because it was too big for our living room. I gave it away, and some people were disturbed at me about me because why would I give away that sacred couch? But it was all right.